Taz Williams from Red Oak High School. Great story behind where he grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, committed to Dave Aranda and Baylor over the weekend, and it was a surprise for some that had not been paying attention. And he joins us now. Craig Smoke, Paul Catalina, David Smoke on 365 Sports. Taz, thanks for your time. What has it been like for you since you made the announcement that you were going to Baylor?
It's been great. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's been great. I already know a couple people on the team, a couple commits already. Just been able to finally settle down a little bit and feel comfortable with my decision, and now I can move on with the process, and just I'm getting one step closer to my goals.
Taz, none of your social media or anything, like it came out of nowhere for most people, but did it come out of nowhere for you when you're interested in Baylor, or was this something that you'd always kind of had in the back of your mind before you decided?
No, so the interest has always been there. Baylor was, I think they were my fifth offer, and so that was like, they were around since the beginning. And I've been talking to them ever since, like I got the offer, and then once Coach Hall got there, Coach Hall really made a push. Coach Hall, Coach Baker, Coach Aranda, those three really made a push, especially Coach Hall. He made sure he made me feel like a priority. I trust Coach Hall. When he was at SMU, he was still, like, he had faith in me, and I still had trust in him. And then when he got to Baylor, it just made everything much easier. He still showed love, and we just went from there. And then the commitment came, and I said, yeah, I trust Coach Hall. I like everything. I like Coach Baylor's offense. And they checked every box.
Taz Williams, Red Oak High School, now with us on the Richard Carr Buick GMC hotline. Craig?
Taz, you just mentioned your relationship there with Keenan Hall. What about Dave Aranda? What's that been like to talk to him? How much have you talked to him? And just obviously a unique guy, a unique individual. What were your thoughts on him?
I like Coach Aranda a lot. He's different compared to like a lot of different head coaches. Everybody's different in their own ways. But I like Coach Aranda. I like his approach to the game, how he approaches things. And just being able to speak with him in person, I see he's a really chill dude. I just can't wait to be coached by him.
How much do you realize or understand the momentum that Baylor's had the last week or two with Kamarian Morgan, and others? Do you kind of get the feeling that this was something that Baylor fans have been just thirsty for some sort of good news on the recruiting trail?
I wouldn't say thirsty. That's a little pushing it. But I feel like this is what Waco needed a little bit. Just want to get back to how y'all were when I had RG3 there. Just want to get y'all back to where y'all were. And K3, he's one of my best friends. Kamarian Morgan is one of my best friends. So he also played a role in that too. So.
Your friendship with Kamarian, right? It goes back to where both of you were at Red Oak ISD in 8th grade?
Yes, sir.
So what did you guys talk about as far as the possibility of – did you ever think you would be on the same football team later on?
We talked about it, like when we first started getting offers, started blowing up a little bit, started getting recognized. We talked about it a little bit, but it was like everybody's process is different. So we couldn't really say they were going to the same school. It just something that happened. God's timing is I can't say God just made that the main goal, made us play for the same team again. Because obviously he transferred out for his senior year. Coming up, he transferred, and we playing college together again. So it's something we were talking about for a while. Now it's finally going to happen.
Taz, how would you describe the recruiting process? I mean, as heavily offered as you were, I mean, I think I've read one of the most, if not the most offered player in the entire state of Texas, which is just crazy. But how would you describe the roller coaster? And I could tell you do sense a little bit of relief, but just what's that process been like compared to what you thought it was going to be like heading into it?
I'm going to start off with what I thought it was going to be. I didn't know how it was going to be. I thought I was going to just have a couple offers, pick a school, and it's going to be the end. I didn't think I was going to be the most offered receiver in the country, the most offered player in Texas. I want to thank God for that. But I don't know. It's crazy. But the recruiting process, it's been a little ups and downs. You know, everybody goes through ups and downs in life. But the process, it's been a lot mentally and physically. You got to go to all these schools. You got to sacrifice. staying home with your family, training. It's like business for real. So you got to put business first. You got to do what's best for you to get you right or get you in the right position. So.
You grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Is your uncle, and what is, I believe, the uncle's relationship with the great Aaron Donald?
Yes, sir.
What was that relationship?
So I started out, so my uncle, he'd been training for a long time. When I was 5 years old, that's when he really, I was riding, so I used to teach at my school when I was in kindergarten, and he would train. I didn't know that. And then he would train, he had dudes around, and then that's when I started playing football. I was around 5 years old. And then he took me under his wing a little bit when I was back in Pittsburgh. And then he just grew. And then he started training Aaron Donald since he was in high school, if I'm correct. I don't remember the exact time, but I know he was training him for a long time. Then Aaron Donald became one of the best in the league. And you probably seen the crazy video of him training with knives. Yeah, that's my uncle. He does crazy stuff like that. But
yeah, I just saw a video of Aaron Donald doing shrugs today. It was ridiculous, and he's retired.
Yeah.
But okay, so I'm going to line up. If I'm the cornerback across from you, and you can't see me, so you don't have a realistic vision of how intimidating this would be for you, Taz. But I'm going to line up across from you as a cornerback.
Okay.
What am I in for on any given play?
That's a good question. Your head is going to be spinning. You're going to be like, I don't know what to do, because I can run past you, through you, around you. I can make you go the opposite direction. There's so many things I could do with my game. So it's like there's nothing you can really stop. You try to stop one thing, I got other stuff that's in my bag that I could pull out and I could do. So like it's just going to be like, I play mind games at the corner, so like, I'm going to win that all the time.
So, Taz, you have had injuries before track and field season. I feel like as many offers and the high-level offers you have, and will probably some of them keep coming in no matter the commitment just because of the way it works, how many more would you have had you been healthy and run even better times in track and field, or would that have made a difference?
If I would have ran track, or I did a little bit, but if I didn't get hurt the last couple of years, I never thought about that. I feel like I would have a little less offers because I feel like around that time people would see like what I really had, and then some schools would back off, and some schools would come with me strong. So I feel like I would have a little less just because people see more. But it could be different for everybody else. I said that like everybody's different, but for me, I feel like I would have less.
So who did you call? How did that go down Sunday? Oh, no, you were on television, weren't you? Or like on some video when you made the commitment?
Tell us about how you decided to commit the way that you did with the whole setup and just kind of where all those ideas came from.
So with me, I like to be different. If you see me, my hair is always a different color. It's always braided different. I like to be different for everybody else. Everybody does the hat stuff. I had the hats out there, and I had different hats. I had bucket hats. That's a little different. I wanted people to think I was doing that, and then obviously pulled the spinner wheel out from behind the backdrop. And it's just something different that nobody's seen or has done before, to my knowledge. And the night before, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to Baylor. They checked every box. I'm like, there's no doubt. The trust. I feel like we're gonna build a great class, a 25 class. I feel like we're building. So I'm like, yeah, there's no doubt in my mind I'm not going to Baylor. My Baylor is the school I'm going to. Then I end up announcing the next day, let everybody know, through everybody for a loop.
Well, it's cool, man. It was definitely different, like you said, and your own kind of punctuation on a decision. Just what was that sense of relief right afterwards, or I guess maybe even the night before, just that peace of mind? Can you even describe what that feels like?
It felt great because I could finally stop thinking about, I don't know what school to pick. I don't know what to do. I don't know what's a good fit. Now I found a great fit, great school. So now I can finally relax. Not relax. I can relax a little bit and just focus on the season and go win the state championship.
You went to a high school. No, you moved. How old were you when you left Pittsburgh to come down to Dallas-Fort Worth?
I was 11 years old.
Okay. but the high school you would have attended
Mm-hmm.
have names that have been there: Rob Gronkowski, Miles Sanders, Jason Taylor, and that is that right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wow. That's got a pedigree there from where you would have been. So I asked your dad, I talked to your dad a little bit earlier today just to get a little background on you for the interview, and I said, have you ever been – go ahead, Craig.
Yeah, your dad Taz as well, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to know where does that come from? Where does the name come from within the family?
So both our names are originally Montez. His name is spelled Montez. Mine is spelled Montaz, but we both go by Taz.
Okay.
So he told me the story. He was like, he didn't like the way people pronounce his name. So he was like, he didn't want me to go through that. So he named me Montez with an A. And then I really don't like Montez. He don't like it either, so he just put out Taz.
He named you that though. He didn't like it. He named you. So I asked him. I said, any kind of adversity. He brought up the fact that you've tweaked your, like, been injured slightly before track, whatever. But he said, really, the adversity is the fact that you moved 1,300 miles from where you grew up in Pittsburgh, where you would have been a star up there, into Texas. How was that, the transition for doing that, and how you got through that?
I ain't gonna lie to you. At first, I was against it all. I didn't want to leave. I'm 11 years old. I didn't want to leave, especially going to the other side of the country almost. Going to a whole different state outside Texas is going to be sand roads. I'm going to see sand dunes, tumbleweed, horses. Then we came because my aunt, she was actually staying out here. When we came, we stayed with her for a little bit. I'm like, okay, I kind of like the city is bigger. The vibe I feel happy here compared to back in my hometown. I just felt like my energy just felt way better. And then we ended up moving down here. Had to leave everything behind. It was like a fresh start. My football team. I played for YU Yellow Jackets. Got a whole bunch of dudes on there. I was playing D1 football right now. My head coach, or my coach, the owner, he was Keith Lee was my owner of the Little League team. So just moving and then having to adapt to the Texas ball, it made me better because it was so many bigger dudes. Where I'm from, it's like we had a weight limit. We had to weigh in before every game. Then I came down here. I see linemen that's 200, 300 pounds already. I'm 11 years old. And I got to run away from them. I'm like, oh, this is like real football down here. Then, like my mind, like I'm very competitive. So it's like I want to be the best at everything. And it just pushed me. And my pops, he's like that too. So he pushed me too.
And Margin Hooks, who's a Waco native, then went to BYU, guy we've had on the show before. Have you been training with him?
Yes, I've been training with him actually since I was in 8th grade.
Wow, okay. So there's a connection there. He played high school ball, was a hell of a player here in Waco. Now, you're away from football, do you ever raise your voice very often?
Not really. Only if like I'm on a game or something. That's it. Right. Not really.
So what is it about when the lights come on and you're in a game that you kind of almost become a different personality, like somebody that gets incredibly intense? I'm not saying you scream, but it seemed like you're night and day once a game is about to start.
Yeah. I feel like that's two different personalities. Like I've been like receiver documentary that just dropped, or the thing that dropped on Netflix about the receivers. I feel like I'm Justin Jefferson, like a little bit, because he got two different personalities. You're two different people, one off the field and then the person on the field. Like on the field is like something that's totally different from me off the field. Like I just care, I have the passion, I love the game. So of course I'm gonna put my all into it. I'm gonna see every emotion, tear, blood, sweat, everything.
I was told that you're a pretty big prankster.
Who told you that?
I don't give up my sources.
Yeah, I love pranks.
What like just silly kind of things just to kind of have fun?
Yeah, that's what I used to do.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I used to watch like magic tricks and the best pranks to do on YouTube all the time. And I'll go do them with my parents, my grandma, my siblings. I'll just laugh.
And you have a pretty good following on TikTok and Instagram, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
How big?
TikTok, I'm close to 300,000. And Instagram, what am I, like 55,000 or something like that?
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. All right, last thing. When you did make the commitment, what was the reaction? Did you call anybody at Baylor, or did they just start blowing up your phone?
So when I did it, nobody knew. And I'm getting interviewed, and then Coach Aranda called me. I said, hold on, pause the interview. I got to answer this call. So, like, I couldn't miss his call. I seen it because everybody was calling my phone. I'm like, it was just a regular call, and then I seen it pop up on my Apple Watch. I told him, stop the interview. I got to answer this. Talked to him. He was ecstatic. Coach Baker, he was ecstatic. He was happy. Coach Hall was happy. Coach Spav. So I made a great choice. And I'm ready to just get to work next year.
Well, and there aren't as many sand dunes and tumbleweeds as you thought in the state of Texas as you. You're right up the road from us in Red Oak. We got to go right through it on the way up into Dallas from Waco, so you're not that far away. Taz, congratulations on your decision. Enjoy time. I know you're getting ready to I think your dad said you guys are going to go on vacation for a little bit, get away, and enjoy that. Now, your decision is made. Enjoy it. We look forward to talking to you again down the road.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Taz Williams from Red Oak High School. You know what they're